Hello, dear students. Welcome to the online classes presented by Southern Global School. I'm Mr. Faruk Shaikh, and today I'm going to teach you subject Social Science, Standard 9, chapter name Indian Democracy. You all of you know the democracy is of the people, for the people, by the people. Okay, means the all the to whom we have to choose as our representative, chief minister, prime minister, sarpanch. It is in hand of the voters, in the hand of the citizen. That citizen can choose them by the casting their votes. This is called the democracy. And we are the voters are the most important part of the democracy. Yes, we also can become the representative, okay, and we also can participate in the election. But while we are casting the vote, we are called the voter. So today we are going to learn and I am going to teach you about the Indian democracy, its characteristic. Okay, let us start the lesson. So the Indian democracy, so India has the highest number of voter in the world. दुनिया में अगर सबसे ज़्यादा किसी डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री में अगर वोटर्स है दैट इज इंडिया हैज population wise India is the largest democratic country of the world. This amazing democracy is more than 6 decades old. One decade means 10 years, 6 decades means 60 years old our democracy. And India is the highest, largest democracy country in the world, population wise. During this period in India, there has been many political upheavals, ups and downs. Many of the political countries were there. Congress, BJP, INC, NDA. This is also the part of this both the parties, but many of the countries now also so many parties you can see. Okay, Aam Aadmi Party, AAP Party, Samajwadi Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal. So many political parties are there. Okay, so in Indian democracy, is certain due to the dedication and insight of its citizen. And this is the our democracy. This is the because of the dedication and insight of the citizen. We are casting a vote. We have yet the trust in the democracy. That is why democracy yet it is sustained. Okay, we shall study in details the characteristic feature of Indian democracy. And in this chapter today we shall study about the characteristics and the features of the Indian democracy. Okay, in the world many countries have democracy. In spite of democracy there exists difference in governance of this country. Okay, in the many of the worlds, in the many of the countries there's a democracy, but there's a difference of the governance of these countries. In a democracy a voter casts his own vote. We all have right to cast our vote, and we can cast our own vote, and by this vote we can choose our representative. The right to vote remains the same in each democratic country through the country. Okay, and the right to vote, it is same in each country. Every country there is same right to vote, that all can cast their vote according to their chosen representative. But through the country's governance may vary. Okay, like in the America there's a presidential government, so in our India there is a parliamentary government. So this is the differences in the governance. The democracy thrive through the voting process of those voters during the election, and the democracy also thrive through the voting process of the voter during the election. Our country has a parliamentary system. Parliament is the national institution representing the people, and our country has a parliamentary system, and the parliament is the national institution representing the people. Okay, there is a Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Two houses are there consist in the parliament. Okay, and also the representative. So the parliament of India consists of president, the vice president, Rajya Sabha, and the Lok Sabha. Okay, president. Who is our president? Ramnath Kovind. And who is our vice president? Venkaiah Naidu. You should know these names. Okay, as it is others also, chief minister, prime minister. Okay, our defense minister, home minister. These all names you should know. And if you know, you can comment. You can write in the comment section. Okay, so our parliament is consist of the president, vice president, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. And it is also, you have learned in the earlier chapter that as mentioned in the earlier chapter, Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament and the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. Okay, जो राज्य सभा है वो, that this is the very important. Okay students, it is that what is the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, that Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament and the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. This can be asked in the exam too. Okay, that Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament and the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. The state has the legislative assembly, some state have the legislative council also. Okay, and our state has the legislative assembly and some state has legislative council also. A water is the center in the forming of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, Legislative Assembly or Legislative Council. And in the formation of these all institutions, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Legislative Assembly, Legislative Council, water in the center in forming this all institution. Okay, because directly or indirectly, they have casted their vote to choose them, to elect them. Okay, so in our country all the governing bodies are elected through the voting, thus democracy is realized by the election. We can realize democracy only by the election, not by the another process. So without election, that we can't exist, we can't imagine the democracy. So also we can say that election is the soul of the democracy. Okay, let's go to the next slide. A water is very important in democracy. Okay, the democracy and the water. Okay, so the water is important in democracy. Our country has universal adult suffrage. Universal adult suffrage means the people have the right to cast their vote at this after the some age, for all them same. But a person of 18 years of age or above who is enlisted the voter list can cast the vote. Whose name is enlisted in the voter list, that person only can cast the vote. If you are more above than the 18 age, but if your name is not enlisted in the voter list, you are not able to cast your vote. Okay, so there you must have to be aware about it. If your age is above than the 18 or the 18 years, you have to first enlist your name into the voter list. A person who has not declared bankruptcy or is not mentally unstable can vote without any discrimination. Okay, and there is no any discriminations: caste, creed, color, male, female, gender, okay, age. If you are more than 18 years, if you are, if you have not declared the bankruptcy, and if you are not mentally unstable, then without any discrimination you can cast a vote. Any citizen of India, I use the word citizen. Okay, if the question asks that true or false, anything like that, the people who are living in India cast can cast their vote. So people are living in India can cast their vote. What do you think? The many of the people are living in India. Many of the foreigner also living in India. So that foreigner can able to cast the vote? No, foreigner can't cast their vote because they are not citizen of India. Understood? There is a wrong statement. So correct statement is all the citizen of India whose name are enlisted in the voter list and age is 18 year or above can cast their vote. Got it? Okay. So the constitution guarantee a right to vote. Then amidst literacy, poverty and the many similar issues, the system of universal adult suffrage is based on the principle of one person, one vote. That's also the principle. One person can cast vote only one time. One person, one vote. That is why, while that voting that many of the people have, there is a on the finger with the luck, it is called luck. They have the blue colors. Yes or no? So this is the symbol that they have casted the vote, that what is done. Okay, so they can not go next time for the casting the vote. Okay, so it is a duty of every citizen to vote without greed or fear. बिना डर के और बिना किसी लालच के वोट करना है. Many of the people are asking for the money to cast their vote. Means if they are asking their money, okay, so may they are giving their value. यानी कि वो अपनी कीमत क्या है वो बता रहे हैं. दे आर नॉट टेकिंग मनी. वो अपनी कीमत बोल रहा है कि मेरी इतनी कीमत है मेरे एक वोट की, यानी कि मेरी इतनी कीमत है. Okay, if any person is take the 500 rupees and he cast vote to the person, that means his value is only 500 rupees. No, we can say very cheapest person, no, that is. So if you have to cast the vote, to cast your vote without any greed and fear. बिना किसी लालच और बिना किसी डर के वोट करना है. A voter should be aware and vigilant of his right. The Constitution has provided a right to vote to each of its citizens without discrimination of caste, creed, religion, or education. Voting is an important process in democracy. In our country, there is a universal adult suffrage. Voting is a right as well as duty of citizens. Every voter should exercise the vote to right. और हमें all the citizens have to exercise vote to right to vote. Means whenever there is an election, we should go for the right to vote, and we have to choose the correct representative. We also can study about the who are the candidates who are the taken part in the election and who will be able to good governance. We have to choose him or her. Okay, if we are educated, we can find out that who is the good for our reason, and we have to choose them. Okay, otherwise people are taking the money things and they are casting their vote. That is not good. Now, election, the foundation of democracy. Without election, democracy is not possible. That is one thing is completely clear after this chapter. Yes or no? So election is the foundation of democracy. A festive environment is seen during election. During the election, we can see the festive environment. All the people also are very excited. Yeah. So the people can evaluate their representative during the election. और इलेक्शन के दरमियान वो अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव उनको चूज करते हैं. Any person who has the prerequisite to contest elections can do so. Candidates belong to the political parties as well as the independent candidate who do not belong to any political party can contest election. Okay, so there is a many of the major parties are there, national and the local parties are there. There is a Congress, BJP, Aam Aadmi Party. So who are the candidate? They are belong to the any political party, and the candidate also can independent candidate who do not belong to any political party can contest election. So in an election, winning candidate of any party or belonging to a coalition of party come to power. Okay, in the election, the winning candidate, okay, if you are candidate independent or if you are belong to the any political party, automatically after the election if you are winner, so you can come to the power. In a democracy, only with the support of the people one can reach to the power, and without support of the people you can't come to the power, you can't reach to the power. You must need the support of the people. Okay, every single vote is the very important. Okay, in our democratic parliament is the apex body and the basic foundation block is the gram panchayat. Okay, and in our democracy parliament is the apex, the parliament is the apex सबसे on the top institutions in the election, and the foundation block is the gram panchayat, and at the bottom level there is a gram panchayat. Elections are also held in the institution of self-government like a gram panchayat, taluka panchayat, district panchayat. In the all the local level also, the self-government also, the elections are held after every 5 years. Okay, candidate in this institution of local self-government each are chosen through the election. Elections are conducted in municipality, in towns, and in municipal corporation in cities. Okay, so elections also are held in the local self government, in the self government. Okay, that is a three tier of the government: gram panchayat, taluka panchayat, and the district panchayat. And also in the cities, the municipality, in the towns, municipal corporation in cities. So election is the lifeline of the nation's democracy. So here also one thing is the clear that election is the lifeline of the nation's democracy. Means without election, the democracy is not possible at all. Is it the clear? Yes or no? So elections are very important for the political parties as well as the candidate. सबके लिए बहुत important है. तो who are the candidate for them too, and for the political parties too, because that whose party gain the majority in that election, may they can form their government. Okay, central government. So elections is the barometer of the democracy. Election provide an opportunity to a voter to evaluate the contesting candidate. Okay, by the elections, the voter can choose their candidates. Elections unshare election users in new political setup, political waves. Election give a picture of country's social and economic environment. Election decide the future of the government, and by the election also, that is also can give the picture of the country's social and economic environment. Okay, what is the economically also we can be rise and we can grow by the election. Election decide the future of the government, and the which government will be rule over the country, that is decided by the election. Elections are contested by the political parties, independent candidate, as well as coalition of political party. Many of the party make the treaty with each other, गठबंधन बनाते हैं. Okay, so there's the elections are contested by the political parties: BJP, Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, Samajwadi Party. By the independent candidates, that candidate who is not belongs to any political party is called the independent candidate. As well as coalition means संगठन बना के, गठबंधन बना के, which parties are making the treaty with each other, it is called the coalition. In parliamentary democracy, the party or the coalition of the parties having majority of winning candidates from the government and comes in the power. Okay, just now elections are held in the Bihar and the UPs. Okay, so there was a BJP got the majority. So the BJP and others, that Congress and other parties have the coalition. They did not get the majority. So as it is in the Maharashtra, so Maharashtra there was a coalition between the Congress and the Shiv Sena. So they get the majority. So there is in the Maharashtra Shiv Sena, there is a party is ruling as the chief minister. Yes or no? So this is the coalition. It is also the very important. The government and comes in the power. The power is obtained as well as maintained. Okay, the power is obtained as well as maintained by the support of the people. Election being should be soul of democracy. It is essential that is a transparent, as I said in the first beginning, that election being soul of democracy, यानी कि जो इलेक्शन है, वो इलेक्शन है, वो डेमोक्रेसी की आत्मा है. एंड इट इज़ एसेंशियल दैट इट इज़ ट्रांसपेरेंट, और वो बहुत ही पारदर्शक रहना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Public opinion on the democracy. So we have a democratic country, and the candidate who wins the election represent the people. In representative system, the ruling party would like to regain and retain its power. We have the democratic country. The candidate who wins the election, they represent the people. Okay, they are not taking the decision their own, but they have to study the situation about the peoples, economically, socially. Okay, then after they have representative systems, and the ruling party would like to regain and retain its power. It's also depend on them how they will work for the people. To regain and retain its power, it's become essential for the political party to connect with the people. Okay, once they won, and if they will not take care of the people, okay, and just they do their works, okay, they are busy on them also, they haven't taken care of the public and the people, society and the, so may they will not get again the power. Okay, so it is a very important, if they have to regain and retain its power, it's become the very essential for the political party to connect with the people. To maintain and run the government, it become essential to consider public opinion and thoughts of for framing policies or for various questions pertaining to many problems, and they should have to solve the many of the problems of the people. Public opinion is highly essential for the political parties, representative and the organizations. Collective public opinion is extremely important in the democracy. Okay, you have seen also during the election that many of the news channels are showing the polls, which party will get the majority. So these polls are according to public opinion. Okay, they went for the different region, different societies, cities and the towns, and they took the opinions of the people, and after they are declaring the polls. And this is also the very important, okay, for the representative and for the organization. So collective public opinion is extremely important in the democracy. So the mediums of public opinion formation in the democracy. So which are the mediums, very important. Okay, the which mediums are the very important for the formation opinion formation in the democracy. So the collective, to collective the human physique, and to create a strong public opinion, the voice information and broadcasting agencies are very useful. Now the many of the news channel and the agencies are working, but this is the time, don't know, the scenario is changed. Okay, just only the news channel are showing that one sided, that all the news. Okay, in today's time various mediums are used to transmit information to the public. These medium contributing to build strong and effective public opinions are, and which are the different mediums who are collecting the informations and the opinions, and these mediums contribute to the build strong and effective public opinion. Okay, means they went to the openly to the peoples, and they are asking to the question and they are getting their opinion. First is the print media. So in the print media it consists of the newspaper, magazine, samayik and all. Okay, this is called the print media. So in today's world, newspaper, periodicals and the journals hold utmost important in the facilitating paper people to know more about incidents, event and the situation taking place nationally as well as internationally. So this is the print medias, this is the papers, newspaper, periodicals and the journals hold the utmost importance in the facilitating people to know more about the incidents, events, situation which are the taking place nationally as well as internationally. यानी कि दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, this is the all the information people are getting through the newspaper, periodicals and the journals. Print media help people to evaluate their opinions either in favor of or against the information presented by them. The same formation presented by the print media can create multiple viewpoints in the people give different individual respond to the same information and develop individually diverse opinion. Okay, if any point, okay, given by the print media, the information is given by the print media, then people give the different individual and the response to the same information, and because of this there's a developed of the individually diverse opinion. So many opinion we can heard from the people. Okay, now we have not more use for the print media, but we can see now there is information we can get from the social media. Okay, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, so many social media platforms are there, and from this also we can get the opinion of the people. It is essential that the opinions created are true, firm, and unbased. Okay, that is the most important. But now the people are just believing in the WhatsApp university without any truth and the fact they are believe on the opinions and the whatever that forwarded messages. No, we first should have to check it is a fact or the true information. If the print media present based or false details, then it is possible to create false public's opinion. That is the important. If the print media or the any other medias, if they are presenting the based or the full details, then it is possible to create the false public's opinion. People's opinion also will be the different. It is absolutely essential to have freedom of press. That is also the very important freedom of press. But now press is also, I think they are also sold, so that the false public opinion is not created by the representing only achievement of the government and thereby hiding the faults, failures, or shortcoming of the government. Ours is a diverse nation in from. So that the false public opinion is not created by the presenting only achievement of the government. So the government, the candidates, political parties, they will also not create the false opinion, okay, to achievements of the government, and thereby hiding the faults, failures, or the shortcoming of the government. Also, they will not also hide their faults and the failures and the shortcomings of the government. So ours is a diverse nations in the term of the language, culture, and the region varieties. The regional newspaper are much sought after in corresponding regions. Regional newspaper then have a immense contribution in cultivating public opinion. And the newspaper also which are the regionally, they are also the creating so much opinions. They are also the creating the contributing. They are also have to major role in the contribution and the cultivating in the public opinion. Print media has failed in cultivating public opinion in countries and regions having a less literacy rate. But this print media has a less effective because the most of the people are not literate. Okay, so that is also they are illiterate, so they can't read this. So that is also not possible. So whatever they have heard, according to that, they will believe. And the people's by saying that all the mouth are not same. Okay, in spite of these, various organization, industrial groups, and political parties publish their own dailies or periodical owing to the influence extent extracted by the print material. The government also published various periodical and issue providing important information. So in spite of this, that government should have to publish their own diaries, okay, and periodical owing to the influence extracted by the print material. And also they can announce that whatever their work, okay, what type of the development they have done. And the government also published various periodicals and issue providing the information. Now the next media is the electronic media. So you all of you know the electronic media is the very important nowadays in the modern time. Okay, we can see the television, newspaper, news, radio. Okay, now in the mobile that all the people are watching, this is all the print electronic medias. There is all the social medias are there. So audio visual media like a radio, television, cinema, etc are important in cultivating public opinion. These are the most audio visual media. Electronic media is more effective in the regions of the lower literacy rate. It is seen that radio and television are considered for far more important than newspaper and the periodicals. It is also seen the radio and the television are considered far more important than the newspaper and the periodicals, because that news that we can heard in our own language we can see, so that also we can believe that very easily. But the papers, it is just only the written information. That is why the radio and the television consider far more important than the newspaper and the periodicals. The live telecast of the incident occurring nationally as well as internationally can be easily made available through the mediums of the radio and the television. That is the why they are the most effective than the newspaper and the periodicals. Okay, the telecast of the incident, the ceremony, the inauguration of the different work. Okay, so this occurring nationally as well as internationally, they can be easily made available through the mediums of the radio and the television. Television, a public opinion can be created through the serials, dramas, and the movies, which can help poetry, socioeconomic as well as other problems like untouchability, dowry, exploitation, and the poverty in the entertaining matter. So this is the television are not just only for the entertainment, but with this also we can other public opinion also can be create to the serials and the dramas and the movies, which can help the proprietary, socio-economic as well as the other problems like untouchability. So on this also we can create the drama and we can show the people about the dowry that taking that people are taking from the girl side so many monies things and all exploitation. Okay, poverty in an entertaining manner. In today's world, apart from television, the arrival and spread of internet has helped people to enjoy news, serials, dramas, movies, sitting uncomfortably in their homes. Sitting comfortably. Okay, in the today's world, the televisions, the arrival and spread the internet, and because of the internet, that people can enjoy the news, serials, dramas, and movies, sitting comfortably in their homes. अपने घर में बैठ के, they all can see this all the news and information, the dramas and entertain themselves in the mobiles too. So all this media can create an adverse effect through the presenting the distorted absence and the violent information. And this is also some disbenefits also are there, disadvantages also are there. With these so many another false information also can be given to the people, and with this distorted options the violent information also can be sent to the people. So hence it is essential to monitor and the control transmission of harmful content through these important mediums. In a democracy, it is a desirable that the political parties and the NGOs protest against various options and the violent programs telecasted by the electronic media. And it is also the very important and it's also desirable that the political parties and all the NGO non-government organization, this will protest against the various options and the violent programs telecasted by the electronic media. Okay, if there's any violent programs are telecast by the electronic media, so they can protest them, because of this there is a immense effect also can be done on the child, public people. That is why it should be banned. Today, in the fast moving age of technology, people can stay in constant touch with each other through the mediums of internet or smart cell and exchange through as well as ideas. And in this technology age of the technology, that all the people are constant in touch with each other to the mediums of the internet, to the mobile, smart cell, and they exchange their thoughts as well as the ideas. Electronic media is widely used to cultivate public opinion. Television, radio, personalized radio, FM, frequency modulation plays a special role in the cultivating public opinion in the modern times. Okay, so as it is the television, the radio, and the personalized radio, okay, the FM, frequency modulation, they also play a special role in the cultivating public opinion in the modern times. In today's time, rumors spread instantly in the absence of the fact and the details. Hence, there remains a danger of false public opinion being generated. Various type of the survey carried out by the electronic media help create public opinion. Survey are carried out to know public opinion with the help of some details. Opinion polls are presented during the election. Opinions poll help estimate the direction of public opinion. Opinion polls are not always true and reliable. Okay, and these opinions also are not true and the reliable, because sometimes some news is also they are giving to according to their benefits, and they some channels also are belong to the some political parties, and they are giving this opinion poll also false or the unbased. So that is why the opinion polls are not always true and the reliable. But through this we can know about the what is the environment of the economically and the socially in the during the election. Electronic media is very important in today's time. In the democracy, the people and the government should exercise patience. Electronic media help to transmit people's thought, and the electronic media is also very important in today's time. And the people and the government should exercise patience. Electronic media to the transmit people's thought details and talk to the government, and similarly help transmit details about the what is plans and achievement of the government to the people, and the whatever that plans and the achievements are done by the government, that can also can be directly be shown to the people. Radio can reach in distance and remote areas, but it is only audible media. It has been less effective. Television programs, through expensive in nature, have gained more public viewership than radio. In a democracy, it is a desirable then that public opinion should be cultivated so to create to the needs of the welfare of the nation. So this the media is also very important. The radio is can be go to the very deep and the remote area in the distant remote area, but the radio is only the audible media, so it is the least effective. But the television is both audible and the visual, that it can be gain more public viewership than the radio. So in a democracy, it is a desirable that public opinion should be cultivated so as to create so cater to the needs of the welfare of the nation. So friends, this is the about the print medias and the electronic media. By this it is the I going to wind up this class, and now the types of the democracy I'll going to teach you in the next video. Okay, bye bye, take care.